I stood in defiance of the enemy, taunting them to come out and face me from their places of cover. "Come on out, you cowards," I yelled. We were in the middle of what was called the Flower War at Fort Hill Christian Youth Camp in Ohio. This was essentially cheap man's paintball. We had filled tissues with flour and wrapped them in rubber bands. You then chunked those balls of flour at your enemy, and if you hit them, it left a powder mark. We had split the church camp evenly, and the side that I was on had defectors. We were greatly outnumbered, and we had been wiped out in the first round. Our plan this time was to stay undercover and pick them off, but they were staying undercover as well. So that's when we decided I would go out and I would taunt the enemy to get them to come out and face me. However, an interesting thing happened. As soon as I got out there and started yelling, their leadership called, "Fall back." And while I know it wasn't the case, it looked as if they were running away from me. I must admit, this was a really cool feeling that felt even better as my team rallied around me. So keep that in mind, how that must have felt when you consider this verse. It's Isaiah chapter 11, verse 10. "In that day, the root of Jesse will stand as a banner for the peoples. The nations will rally to him, and his resting place will be glorious." The banner spoken about here was a flag that represented the nation. It would be a rallying point in battle where the people would gather. This is an awesome image of a victorious battle as we read this verse in Isaiah. This is also a prophecy of Christ, the root of Jesse, indicating from which line Jesus would come from. As Christians, our rallying point must always be Christ. We proclaim who he is and what he has done for all mankind, and that's where we rally together under his banner. His word has to be our guide, and his spirit has to lead us in our actions. The more we study about grace this year, the more I see how God's grace has to be the inspiration for our attitudes and our actions. Our rallying banner must be the recognition of his grace realized in Jesus Christ and the hope that he gives us. So, what is the thought that is to keep us centered this week? It's to rally together to proclaim God's grace through Jesus Christ, because we want our resting place to be in heaven, and that will be glorious. Thank you.